Ooh. Don't worry, AJ. I'm watching it. Hi everyone. God. Hello, returning and new drivers. Some of you may have heard of me before. Some of you may not. I am at Dave, and I'm very cool. I used to be the League of MvP's old commentator, but they didn't sack me. I left due to time restraints. But I say they ever needed it, for me for a one-time deal, so you can always ask, and if I'm free, I'll do it. And ta-da! That's how I end up here. Welcome to 5 Lapper Championship numero quattro. This is quattro. I can't believe this is numero quattro. I just need to do a little bit more admin. I apologise. And there's the echo, there we go. There we go. Cool. Admin is happening. There we go. Admin has happened. So, hi everyone. Welcome to the 5 Lapper Championship numero quattro. We got a lot of drivers here today. Of course, MvP represent. I'm here as their spirit of sorts. Of course, the drivers can talk for themselves. You got Roy, you got Cammy Pierce, you got AJ Mando, Burmeister, Jen Serino, Banner Brandon, David DePay, Unbeaten Sign, I'm pretty sure. I'm patchy, maybe not. Swampy, definitely. Smidge, I've seen before. Snoopy, can't forget Snoopy. But no, everyone here is pretty cool. And of course, welcome to all the new drivers. If you haven't had the pleasure of racing with us, then I'd like to formally welcome you to this experience. And of course, not just racing for fun here, there's a little bit of cash on the line, and also a coveted t-shirt that I'm sure you would all love to win. This lovely one-of-a-kind t-shirt. Hold on, I have the details of the t-shirt. Yeah, you get a League of MvP shirt if you come first place. So I think Roy was expecting one of his lot to win. But although most of them already have shirts, so hopefully someone else claims that trophy. And then of course there's a little bit of cash on the line, as I previously alluded to. You've got 30 for first, 20 for second, and 10 for third. And that money is gladly given to us by CSY, as they have done the previous 5 Lapper Championships, and we thank them for that support. As always, very cool people. Much respect. They allow us to go racing, and all these drivers allow us to go racing. So while I'm here, thank you drivers for showing up and competing in the coveted competition such as this. Only happens every now and again. So you're lucky you're got a spot. Although I don't think we actually have full spots today. But yes, we're in for a good time today. For those who are unaware, the format goes a little something like this. We're gonna start off, how do I explain this? We're gonna have 8 races, which all last 5 laps in length. What will happen is, for the first race, there's gonna be a one-shot qualifying, and that one-shot qualifying is gonna then be reversed, for a reverse grid, and then we reverse that grid. We do the first race, and then what we do is every race after that, the grid is based off the championship order, but reversed. So there is actually a little bit of strategy of this, and I have actually schemed sort of ways that you could choose it, and I have alluded to them before. Because if if you start near the bottom, I haven't perfected it, but it's something like if you start near the bottom, you get a good head start for a few races, and then you ramp it up towards the end. But of course, there's like strategy where you just dominate the whole way through. I think the key here is consistency, and it's best by test because all our last winners have been absolutely consistent. We have a few here actually. Hushrav is definitely a winner before. I don't remember who else. I cannot find them. But I tell you who is racing, Kenny PS3. He hasn't won anything, but he has been my commentator a few times. So we're a little bit of a commentator's bond there. Wishing the best for Cammy, and I'm wishing the best for everyone. Because from what I hear, they're all pretty rusty. They haven't played in a while. This is a send-off. I don't think we'll have another Fire Lapper Championship before the new game comes out. So this is sort of a send-off, if you will, to F1 22. Which, thank God, but also thank kind of sad. You know, we tolerated all this horrible traction model and the visual bugs and the gameplay bugs. But people have grown to love it. So we say goodbye for this series at least. I know the League of MVP still has a few races to run, I believe, or maybe a race to run with its final. I'll have to catch up about that with Roy and promote that a little bit later on. But yeah, this is like, for this series of MVP, it's a send-off, so I think everyone's looking to have a good time. This is where I go find out more details about the League of MVP, because I don't know when the last race is happening. Oh, yes, I should say, track calendar is going to be as follows. We're going to start off in Bahrain, as you can see on your left. Then we're going to Brazil, and then we're going to Mexico. We're going to Silverstone in Great Britain for the 4th race, double back-to-back USA with Circuit of Americas in Miami 5 and 6, Austria Red Bull Ring 7th, and Algarve International Circuit Portugal for the 8th track. So that's our calendar, and I have been told that we're going to go shortly. So I can't ask Roy about more details, but I can check the calendar. Oh no, the final race has happened. Okay, I can explain what's happened shortly, but we're going to get to the racing action. Essentially, they finished their season quite early, but they didn't have enough time to run a whole new season, so they ran an F2 season, which I sadly was not there for. But their F2 season resulted in Yonan Bread winning that, AJ coming second, and David coming third. AJ being present today. I don't see a Yonan Bread currently. I do see a few other people, but I don't see. We'll see who's here on this qualifying. Of course, I'm not going to have time to talk about everyone because it's one shot, one lap, in, out, shake it all about, done. But Roy has strangely opted for a Red Bull, which is very out of character for Roy, unless times have changed for him. I wouldn't know. But hello to all 6 of you in the stream. If you're racers, I'm just going to be a distraction. I'll be real. But if you're here, good luck. All the best for you all. And if you're just honest spectators, hopefully I can put on a good show for you. And these drivers, mainly, put on a good show. It stuck me right at the bottom of AJ, so we'll follow him on this lap. I'm going to have to quickly turn all this stuff on. There we go. So, Bahrain's an interesting circuit, quite tight, and it will be done relatively quickly. One of the shorter circuits, medium-sized. It would appear that we get a good... 2 retirements already. But this is really good just to see the general competition strength. Of course, people are better to certain circuits, as we'll find, but this is a good time. David is here, so David and AJ actually picking the same team, interestingly. Maybe they're all buddy-buddy now, but I don't think they are. Lazy's retired. Hushrav's running about P4, P5. Unbeaten Stein's quite a curveball for me. I don't think he'd be that high. I might be misremembering, but I don't remember him being this good at the game. But I think that might just be my dodgy memory. Oechi, sorry. I actually do remember how to see your name. Good luck, everyone. I placed my bet on AJ. I mean, your bet isn't so misplaced, I don't think. I mean, like I said, these positions can be anything, but as long as like about the top 6 people are consistent every time, that's where the points are scored, and this is how you win this championship. It's very weird, but it would appear that David's going to take pole position. Actually, no, he's going to take the last position for this race as he starts on pole, because it's a reverse grid. Just for those who aren't aware, for this first race we do one shot and then reverse the grid, and then after all that, it is just the standings of the championship reversed. So that's why I'm saying consistency is key. But David will be starting last, followed by, in front, Hushrav, Unbeaten Sign, AJ, Burmeister, Banner Brandon, Mitch, Dino, Team Red, Snoopy, Swampy, Cami PO3, Jens, Smidge, Roy, Lazy But Talented, Ham B. Little, and ANL Walcott will be starting P1. Roy getting disqualified, Lazy retiring, so is the bottom 3. Did they retire strategically, do you think? Who knows? I never understand why people don't retire on the first race, get an easy pole and gone, and then just, I guess it's because they don't want to work from the back, but then like I said, if you just be consistent, there's not an issue there. So, is the grid automatically going to get reversed? And also, I love the T-posing mechanics that you can see. Definitely a visual bug. I don't know what the drill is from here. It might be that everyone retires. It might be that the grid's automatically reversed, but I don't remember. There's a draft opening my door. Hold on. Come on, close door. There we go. Cool. Back to the stream. Now, 5-lapper race time. I'm going to conserve my energy. So don't expect every race start to be screaming and yelling. It's automatically reversed it. Beautiful, no formation lap. 5 red light and we're green really quickly. David getting a pretty good start. Hushrav, not so far. Maybe the first race isn't reverse grid. I stand corrected. It is every race on then is reverse grid. But Hushrav's going to quickly slide up, maybe into first of this race. A little bit of incident there with the Williams, but you know he seemed to have slidden into first place pretty well out towards the back. There has been a little bit of a squabble at the back. Team Red losing a place, David losing the 2 out in the front to Unbeaten Sun and Hushrav. And there's definitely been an incident there. Snoopy, 2-second time penalty for a collision with Dino. And there's a lot of stuff that has happened at the back there. Aston Martin of Smidge and Lazy But Talented, the AlphaTauri, have gone off track, I think, for them. They'll be starting on pole in the next race, one of them two. Sadly for them. Hushrav currently leads Unbeaten Sign, followed by David, not too far behind, is AJ, the teammate. There is no constructors here. It's just funny to see those two as teammates. Burmeister not too far behind, with Banner Brandon actually going to start putting a little bit of attack there on Burmeister. The B brothers, as I might have called them at one point in time, because that seems like something I would have done. And I've definitely commentated these two fighting before. Mitch behind them, but I'm going to keep an eye on this because this gap seems significantly smaller than everything we've got. Roy might be making a move on Walcott, but that is just when you're looking at the timing sheets. But Banner Brandon down the straight doesn't seem to have too much pace. That gap is closing though. Is he going to go for a dive down the inside? Seems like Burmeister's going to go down the inside with a defensive line and keep Banter Brandon behind. Never mind, Banter Brandon with a way better exit there. Gonna go slide on in front. It's side by side. going now into the corner. Burmeister on the inside, and Brandon with the outside. Little bit of traction, and Burmeister has just gone into the wall. Unlucky there, that battle gets ended out quickly. Luckily, no one else gets caught up in that incident. Roy, 2-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. How could you, Roy? Back out in front, Hushlav's actually nearly pulled a second of a gap to unbeaten sign before DRS has been activated, and that will prove helpful for him looking for his dominant performance. AJ still behind David and has gapped a second. Down to Brandon, not too far behind. I'm looking down the timing sheet to look for any inklings of a gap. The two McLarens of Team Red and Swampy. These two know each other quite well. Smidge, 2-second time penalty, multiple track limit warnings. But Swampy and Team Red are no strangers to my knowledge, so hopefully they can be civil with their fighters. Hushlag setting the fastest lap with a 1:29.66 there. AJ not gaining or losing position, same with Roy and Snoopy, but everyone else has gained or lost positions. Burmeister with that spin, losing the most currently, and our biggest gainer so far is Walcott actually, as he just gets past Hamby Little, and they're actually having a little bit of a squabble through turn one. Hamby Little taking the sand there, is going to concede that position, I would hope, but he's going to try and battle for it. There is no live stewarding in this event. Essentially, I am the live steward. Oh, never mind. That, I think, was an accident there. I couldn't quite catch it. It gave me a horrible camera angle. Towards the front, it seems to be getting quite compact as you look down that angle down the straight ass, and Alfa Romeo going wide and Snoopy. Losing out on some crucial point positions there. Of course, top 10 points, top 10 score points, and you want points. And it's a normal F1 point scoring system. I couldn't tell you what it is, but that is the normal F1 point scoring system. Looking down the grid, the gap seems to have picked up a little bit. Snoopy looking close to Dino in the Aston Martin. Dino is a driver I have not seen before. I couldn't tell you this, but Snoopy, especially when F1 22 first came out, was quite quick. Let's see if he's managed to keep a hold of his pace as he starts going down the straight. DRS open, but it's a big old DRS train. He has closed that gap down a little bit. It also does help Dino that Snoopy has that 2-second time penalty. Banter Brandon tried to cut away there as Roy gets past Burmeister and Walcott and Lazy but Talented are fighting. But Banter Brandon's going to try and go for a move on AJ shortly as that gap's been closing. Maybe not into this hairpin, I would hope not, thank God. But maybe into the other hairpin. Does he do what Fernando Alonso tried on Hamilton? Or is he just going to settle and try and get him down the straight with the speed advantage? I think it's going to be the speed advantage. DRS train can deploy some of that battery, I would hope. Seems to be. Not a lot of it, but does maintain the gap for the main straight. Fingers crossed they can get a move done there, going through death corners, as I call them, because you clip those apexes in the wrong spot, you go spinning. That's a Mercedes of Walcott on the straight, having a spin error moment. You have one Mercedes climbing the field, and you have another one declining down the field. I think Brandon's definitely placed in the top 3 in one of these championships before. David snags fastest up, 1:29.352. As he sits in second place, 1.3 seconds behind Hushlag. And here goes Banter Brandon down the inside. Can't quite pull it off. Sticks a nose in there. Yellow flag sector 3 for an Aston Martin. Banter Brandon sadly couldn't get that move off. AJ making his car really wide there through that corner complex. Nothing dirty. Just a good defensive drive there for AJ in that corner. Banter Brandon going to be looking for his next opportunity to strike down that smaller straight, probably Snoopy. 2-second time penalty, multiple track limit warnings there. And he's losing out of position to Hamby Little. I think he's gone off the track and was just waiting for traffic to pass, which was unfortunate for him, losing out on some points there. Banner Brandon, could he try, go down the inside at the end of the straight? No, Smidge, 2 second time penalty for exceeding track limit. That's a new one. This is the last lap, by the way. So Banner Brandon only has to straight to make the move. But we'll take a quick look-see at towards the front. Hashtag putting a 1.6 second gap for David. These top three looking pretty strong in Bahrain, pulling a gap to most of the field, but it's Hashtag who takes the first race and will be starting plumb last. And David, unbeaten side, AJ, Mitch, Team Red, Swampy, Cammy, Dino. What happened to Banter Brandon towards the end there? Does score a point though. Burmeister, then James, the Hamby Little, Roy, Snoopy, A&L Walcott will be taking this final corner here, followed by Smidge, and Lazy but Talented, unfortunately, having to have to pit. I think there was a big tired egg moment for him as he slid down the straight. He pulled into the pits for damage. I do agree with actually, it's been pretty clean. And I congratulate the drivers on that. And Lazy but Talented does take his last place over the line. We will review the grid again. Just in case you've forgotten in those short span of seconds, I do. David DePay, driver of the session. So there's multiple sessions this day. But no, I do have to agree. Clean racing so far, but your top three here. For the first race, Hashrab will take the podium with David not too far behind, an unbeaten side on the third step. All that to be followed by AJ in fourth, Mitch in fifth, Team Red sixth, Swampy seventh, Cammy eighth, Dino ninth, back to Brandon 10th, scoring the last coveted point. Burmeister 11th, Jens 12th, Hamby Little 13th, Roy 14th, Snoopy 15th, A&L Walcott 16th, Smidge 17th, and Lazy but Talented 18th. And that puts the standings as this race result. So Lazy but Talented will be starting on pole for the next race. I don't know how they scored. Oh, they haven't scored negative points, it's gap. But yes. That's the standings, as to be expected. But we'll get a good look at them as they sort out the grid for the next race, which I believe is Brazil. Because there's always a little bit of intermission between these where I've got to try and improvise some gobbledygook. So, how is chat? Nice to see all 9 of you here today. I hope that first race was entertaining for you. I hope that there was some lovely clean racing served up by the drivers. I think there was. I'm trying to conserve my energy today and conserve my voice. So I'm not yelling. Maybe for the last race I'll get a little yelly for you. How about that? There we go. I don't know what race it is last. I've already forgotten half the calendar. Evening, lads. Yep, good start from Roy. Yep. Thank you, Roy. It's been a good start, I feel. Nothing too bad. Few incidents. Nothing too major. Just, I think a lot of driver error from not being on the game as of recently. I know I haven't. This is like my first comms in like a couple months. Probably a month or two. But I don't mind doing it. We're near the end of term. Done all my assessments. We're all good. Yes, Brazil. They're just going to quickly sort out the grid. I think Hamby Little may not got the message that don't ready up until there's a message gone out. I will let you know when the message goes out on stream as well, in case you have stream up but not the Discord. I doubt you do though, because they were quite strict on you having the Discord up. But I wouldn't panic. But yeah, no. I mean, first race, 20 minutes in. We got a few more. So we got 5 more, I think, and that's gonna be this is. Thank God we're not doing 10, because oh my god, 10 took 3 hours, and my voice was shattered by the end of it. tell you what though, my mouth is dry after one session. You can tell I haven't done this for a while. I do love it though, I miss it. I do miss it, but yeah, welcome everybody. If you are just joining us, you've just missed our first race. We now head to Brazil. I don't know what they call it, the Autodromo. I can't think. The less you think, the better at commentary you are. But no, I mean, it's really nice to see some of these familiar faces again. For MVP, they know me quite well. We'll try and get a few of them in at some point, in between the intermissions. But I don't know how much they'll appreciate me yelling at them, and essentially being the first time I've spoken to any of them for probably more than a couple months. But we'll try and get a few people in here during the intermissions, these parts, and especially that big 10-minute break, because I can't improvise for that. We'll try and get Roy in, if in that 10 minutes, for him to talk a little bit about MVP, talk a little bit about why he runs these 5-lap championships, so on and so forth. And then we'll try and get some other people in between. I think the message has just come through, yep. So we're gonna go for Brazil now. Brazil's a pretty good track, I will say. Been driving it a lot more recently. I have started driving F1 a bit more recently. I can't really get into the specifics. But no, I think Brazil as a track has grown on me, and especially racing it in other games and racing a lot more racing games has been very nice. So yeah, we're gonna get going, and I believe we should just be straight going for a race, so no one-shot qualifying, which will bring our race time down to about probably 15 or so minutes. Or less, depending. Let's see what happens though. I love loading screens. And the T-posing mechanics are back. Hello, lads. Lovely to see you all stanced up, showing your absolute professionals in the sport. Notice how the marshals aren't T-posing. They're just asserting their dominance to the marshals, saying, "Oh, we're better than you." So 10 seconds until we get going. It's gonna be a good one, I think, and there's gonna be a lot of action, I think, around here. But let's find out, because the race starts now. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5. With AlphaTauri in first. Let's go racing. Lazy but Talented starts out the pack. Out at the front. It's going to be... Oh, my position change isn't on. Lazy but Talented keeping it. Smidge. Snoopy over Walcott. There's been a little bit... Oh, God. Something has definitely happened in the back. Swampy, 2-second time penalty for collision with Dino. Snoopy being hunted down by Roy. Roy towards the front. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1 for Hamby Little. As Hushrav starting from the bottom, now we hear, going up into P13 already, up 5 positions. I think there's an incident. AJ also up 5, David also up 5. And it's, the front runners seem to be holding their positions now, but it's usually towards the end when the more faster people start to bubble up. And we get some good action. Oh, that was a Mercedes of Walcott and Jens there, going side by side. That was a lovely shot. There of all the drivers going through that corner. Nice stationary shot. Mercedes unbeaten sign. What has happened there? Definitely cut a corner, gone off the track onto the grass. That was very confusing. Nothing to award any sanctions, I believe. Check the racing towards the front. Snoopy on Lazy but Talented, very close going. I think these are center S's, but I don't know if they are. And oh, Banter Brandon suffering another incident there. Going straight on, unfortunately, for him, putting an end to his race. Cami PO3, fellow commentating friend, fellow racer, behind another AlphaTauri of Mitch GK. Let's see how this plays out. I do see the two Williams in the back getting quite scrappy as Hushrav does get past AJ and gets past David as well, putting him further up the field, 9 positions in 2 laps. Very impressive, especially in a Red Bull. I'm seeing some Max Verstappen-esque performance happening here, or Lewis Hamilton performances, because I can't really say too much. Let's go, Hushrav. Hushrav has fans in the chat. He's got the people on their side. Smidge sets the fastest, 109.673 is the fastest lap currently. Let's move forward up the field a little bit as Hushrav is gone down the inside of that McLaren very nicely. Pristine move, if I dare say so myself. Nothing like it. Burmeister making a move on Jens, gets that move done, gets it stuck as well. Maybe possibility for a counter-attack through the corner, but it will definitely be close. I see the 2 Hasses in the background. I'm beating Sai and Swampy swapping positions. AJ and David look very close. Let's hope it doesn't end in a disaster. Burmeister, a little bit of a wobble there. There's a yellow flag towards the back. It's a McLaren of Swampy. Sadly having a Spinella moment, I would assume. Hushrav gets past Jens as well. He's now got a little bit of a gap to Burmeister, and then from Burmeister to Walcott, another bit of a gap. The gaps start getting a bit bigger towards the front as you work your way up. As a by-effect of the strategy, that Swampy and Unbeaten sign there causes the yellow flag. Burmeister goes 109.66. Oh, sorry. Banter Brandon goes 109.269. Nice. AJ looking on a move on Team Red Mike, who it looks like he can't get that move off currently, but maybe later on in the lap. I'm just looking at numbers. Cami PO3 on Mitch, we can see that just in the background brewing. We'll keep an eye on that. So I'm being signed getting past Swampy. A little bit of a battle going on down there. Banter Brandon and Handy Little also having a little battle, which is more detached from the pack. Hushrav is closing that gap to Burmeister. He's closed about 2/10 in the last lap. Is it going to be enough to get a high scoring place, and can he get that consistently? Because that is the result, ultimately what wins championship. AJ and David seem a bit stunned here in their growth up the grid. Not to say that's a bad thing, but they are just scoring outside the points. Hushrav, 109.180. The fastest lap queen is available here. Roy and Walcott having a little bit of a fight. Lovely battle through the S's. Walcott coming out in front with DRS. Roy also with DRS. Roy's going to try and tuck down the inside. Takes a look, doesn't carry through though. And has actually lost a bit of a gap there. Maybe some tractional advantage there to A&R Walcott. Lazy but talented has been holding the front of the pack quite well though. But there is a little bit of a coagulation. Now Roy gets a 3-second for corner cutting, as there's been a massive incident where Roy's dropped down a few positions. Same with Walcott. Roy has been disqualified for going the wrong way around the circuit. Unlucky for Roy, yellow flag in Sector 2 because of that, which may be affecting Swampy and Unbeaten Sign's little battle they have going on. And this is the last lap around the circuit. It's going to be Lazy but Talented who's going to come out in first. Snoopy second, Smidge third, Hushrav coming out fourth overall. Really good there for him. Burmeister fifth though, putting some competition in. Jen sixth, Team Red seventh, David eighth, Dino ninth, AJ having a bit of accident, just realised. Mitch 10th, Walcott 11th, Cami P3 12th, Hamby Little 13th, Bandy Franzen 14th. I don't remember the rest. AJ 15th, I think. Unless I already said, we'll have to check again in a moment. But Hushra putting in a good drive. Brandon also scoring quite high, but I don't think he scored so high in the first race. We'll have to see the standings when we head back to the lobby in a moment. But it is going to be lazy but talented in the AlphaTauri, who can put in some good performances, and he definitely can, because he's managed to hold on to that pole position. And towards the end, it did look like he was going to lose it with those other two cars coming in quite close, who I can't remember the names of, sadly, at the moment. Snoopy and Smidge, that's it. But it's Lazy who comes in first, Snoopy second, Smidge third, Hushra fourth, Burmeister fifth, Jen sixth, Team Red seventh, David 8th, Dino 9th, Mitch 10th, Walcott 11th, Cammy 12th, Hamby Little 13th, Banner Brandon 14th, AJ 15th, Unbeaten Sign 16th, Swampy 17th, and Roy 18th with a DSQ for driving the wrong way around the circuit. How does that happen, Roy? There was probably an incident on the track. I will have to check the Discord just to see if there's any. Harsharaf talking about that movie made on Team Red. That was a very mega move. Roy says GG lost it on last lap. He has no further comment. But no, pretty good from most of them. I'm going to let the drivers cool down, do their thing. We're stuck on this screen for some reason. We're waiting on the lobby host to press continue, I'm pretty sure. Which I believe is Roy. We'll check the standings while we're on here then. So Harshav leads the standings, Lazy but Talented putting it P2, David P3, Snoopy P4, Unbeaten Sign P5, Smidge P6, Team Red 7th, AJ 8th, Mitch 9th, Burmeister 10th, Jens 11th, Swampy 12th, Cammy PO3 30th, Dino 14th, Banner Brandon 15th, and Walcott, Hamby Little, and Roy all still on 0 points. Here we go. Here comes the timer. And there's no need for a constructor standing, so we'll give it a look. Red Bull leads with AlphaTauri, Haas, Alfa Romeo, McLaren, Aston Martin, Williams, Ferrari, and Mercedes. All teams scoring 1 point, which is good. But those are the standings that matter at the end of it all. The ones that the drivers have. The constructors one is just purely for my entertainment. And we go to Mexico. El Cuidad, I think is the city, I believe, in Spanish, which I think is they speak like a weird combination of Spanish in Mexico. And hopefully that is the same. We go to the Cuidad de Mexico, the city of Mexico. That's not actually what it's called, but I'm going to pretend that's what it's called. For our third race, Jesus Christ, it's gone quick. It has gone quick. It feels like we're zooming through this. But there's your championship again, in case you didn't quite catch it. At the minute, Hushraz going to be going home with an MVP shirt and 30 Great British pounds tender to his name. Lazy but Talented is going to snag that 20 Great British pound tender, and David's going to snag the slightly less 10 British tender. But you got to be up there to win it. So he's got a good foundation to challenge these top two. So does Lazy, and Hushraz has the hard job of trying to defend his position, which we're going to hopefully see unfold. And I think they've been given Q to ready up, unless Lazy but Talented has just pressed ready up, because why not? Probably just pressed it because, or why not? I think there might have been a ready up signal, because Wolcott's now ready up as well. I have no clue. I don't think there has been, because usually I get a ping. Ping, ping, ping. Have I got a ping? I think there may have been an incident trying to report there. That's why we were taking a little bit of time there. I think there was some echoing of an incident report, which obviously we don't have live stewards, so that isn't like instantly reviewed or anything. So I think they are just diffusing that situations. Roy has said we're good to go, so let's see those green ticks, guys, for Mexico. I kind of like Mexico, I'll be real. I know a lot of people don't like Mexico. Every time I commentate, Mexico has been a fair few safety cars. It's been an entertaining race, but it hasn't been long, like some tracks where there's a lot of safety cars. I think it's a good mix. The drivers don't like it, but the entertaining races are the ones that challenge the drivers, I feel. But the drivers wouldn't agree with me on that. So yeah, let's see what happens around the city. I haven't seen this map a lot on F122 actually, so this will be pretty new to me. I think I've barely seen this like at all. This might be my first time, or like, looking at people race around Mexico on 22. Jesus Christ. I took a big hiatus from this game. Jesus. But here we are with the T-posing, with the T-poses, because of course. Hold on, I'm going to mute a sec while I yawn. For reference, AJ, if you are in the stream, that yawn isn't in the rules anymore. There is no, I don't abide by the league rules anymore. For those who aren't aware, there was like a league rule, like they put out the new rules doc, and then somewhere in there, I figured out it said something about yawning. On commentary was like a thing, but anyway, racing time. 5 lights. And we're green. Roy starts P1. Hamby Little starting P2. Who is that? Two Mercedes getting a pretty good start. Trying to swallow up Hamby Little there. Going for an attack on Roy into the first corner. This is usually where shambles occurs. But let's see if it does occur. It all seems pretty good. Mercedes losing the rear end there. Taking him, Williams, wide with it. Hamby Little losing out massive positions, but a lot of gainers in there too. Unbeaten Sign coming back up. Swampy 2-second time penalty for corner cutting. Yellow flag being waved in sector 1. No clue what that's for. Unbeaten Sign, Swampy going at it. Unbeaten Sign seems to get knocked around a little bit here. There's this big squabble in the middle. Swampy, Cammy, AJ. There's a Red Bull taking off the track. AJ fighting with... Oh, AJ off the track now. It's chaos through those S's. Hamby a little 2-second time better for a collision with Snoopy. Snoopy has retired, which is unfortunate to see. David, Smidge, lazy but talented, keeping relatively to the back. There's a yellow flag still for that retirement on track. No safety cars in a 5-lapper, guys. Team Red, Burmeister getting pretty close together. We'll keep an eye on this big long straight, one of the longest straights in Formula One. If we don't count Canada, because Canada is technically 2 straights. But here we see Hashrav actually getting another position here. Team Red gets past Burmeister. I think there may be some front wing damages across the grid. Just a speculation. Hashrav looking to try and go on that Banter Brandon, but no avail quite yet. Banter Brandon also trying to get at Cammy. It's this little 3-way battle here. Mitch and Dino swap positions up in the front. Roy still leads, but if I know Roy, and he hasn't changed, which I don't think he has, he'll find a way to choke this in the last few minutes. Lazy but talented, dropping all the way back there. Smidge, 2-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. Banner, Brandon, Hashrav still pretty close. Cammy, still pretty close. Now really close to AJ. A little DRS train going on here. Swampy in front, looking for an attack on the end. We'll keep an eye on that. DRS enabled. Pretty long lap round Mexico, I think. Roy's managed to pull a second out to Walcott though. And it's AJ who holds, but Banner Brandon does manage to just squeeze on past Cammy. Cammy now defending this points position with his life. AJ gets a 2-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. So does Swampy, promoting these guys up a couple positions. Hashrav will say thank you very much with a very tight dive down the inside. Getting it done relatively cleanly as well. So good job there. Burmeister now behind Cammy looking for this position. Smidge has retired from the session. Lazy but talented is not inconvenienced there, I don't believe. Banter Brandon, right as he gets past, falls back down. Starting to see a little bit of a theme here. Unlucky for him again. 3rd time in a row, I'm pretty sure. This has occurred. We'll keep an eye on this battle for 10th, as the only battle really happening is a couple feet up the road for 7th. But the midfield usually is where it's at, towards the start of the race, even towards the end of the race in this case, in the first 5 laps. David goes a 1:17.939 fastest lap. There is a few time penalties on the board here, which is going to affect a few things. And obviously we can't get those really, we can get those removed, but I don't think there is really much reason to, unless you are think you're severely injustice. Sunbeaten sign, 2-second time penalty for corner cutting. Yellow flags being waved all over the hoo-ha. No avail. Hashrav now trying to fight. AJ just squeezes them out. Nothing too bad. I think Hamby Little also retiring from the session. AJ actually trying to bite back here at Hashrav through the S's. No DRS, however. Oh no, has got DRS. Is he going to go for a dive down into stadium? Hopefully not. He looks for it. There was definitely some intention. They're going to try and squeeze around the outside. To no avail. Oh, to some avail. Hits the curb, avoids the bollard. It is very tight between Hashrav, AJ, and Burmeister, but it's going to be Roy who actually doesn't choke the race. No, Roy, there's still one more lap. Wait, I forgot. Roy's going to get overtaken by Walcott. Roy now fighting for the lead. What is going to happen here? Roy, do not choke it. You've got this, brother. His red light is flashing. Walcott's is not. He's ran out of ERS. Walcott still has 6%. It's very tight. He's going to go down the inside. Roy's going to try and put a fight to it, leaving plenty of room. Very close on the exit, though. Very questionable, but nothing too worthy of punishment. Gems, 2-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Roy has about a 2/10 gap here. Unbeaten Sign sticking it back up in the high scoring positions. Good for him with his consistency. Hushrav sitting about P10. Roy losing out on the position is going to try and go back for it in Stadium, hopefully. A 2-second time penalty for someone there. The fight is still going on there. Launching fire by Roy tries for an ambitious dive down the inside. Doesn't convert. Has he got the drag out the corner? I don't think he does. Walcott takes the win. Roy settles for P2. Mitch P3 gets just Unbeaten Sign, just gets beaten, putting him down to P4. Hushrav P5. We're going to have to go over the rest of the grid in a moment because it's so tight. And to the line, those last two was a photo finish. We're going to have to go over that grid again because that was very close. Racing. Not too many incidents that time. And yeah, very interesting one, I think. As here we see, who won? I forgot already. God, my goldfish memory. Damn, great fight for the win. It was an amazing fight for the win on the last lap. Congratulations, guys. Roy and Walcott, that was it. Walcott takes P1, Roy P2, Mitch P3. There we go, I remember now. Unbeaten Sign P4, Hushrav P5, Dino P6, Jens P7, Birdmeister P8, Swampy P9, Cammy P03, P10, last point scoring position, Banner Brandon P11, David DePay P12, AJ P13, Team Red P14, Lazy but Talented P15, Hamby Little P16, or is that Ham by Little? I don't know. Smidge P17 and Snoopy P18. It would appear that David and AJ are inseparable, these two. But no, amazing fight for the win towards the end. Great midfield conflicts, especially towards Sector 2. I think there was some great things going on there. Unfortunately, Roy choked to the dub. And Brandon getting fastest lap, but outside the point scoring positions, so we won't get the point for that. We won't check the standings, because we'll know we'll eventually get there. I think they... There we go. I think they just document this after every race, just to make sure. Let's see what happened. A lot of people are just sitting back, and there's a few drivers. There's like two drivers. There's two sets of drivers arguing over an incident they had, and then they're like their arguments are like crossing, and everyone else is just sat back there with popcorn. They're already talking about running another championship. The drivers love it, I think. I think the drivers do love it, and I love it. It's just such a short, quick format, which we can get an easy hour 45 coverage for. I think it's really good. And honestly, what you should do, personal suggestion from your commentator, which is always right, I'm joking. Literally, new game comes out, give everyone like, what, 3 days, or give them like a week, literally, the game comes out, I think, on the weekend of the Canadian Grand Prix. Give them that week, and then the following weekend, championship. Of course, it all depends on if people have pre-ordered the game, or like, how many people have the game before it starts. And it's a bit unfair. And if they don't run it, I will. I do like the idea of just giving no one any time, and then just chucking them in. Like, yeah, it'll be chaos, but it'll be a good laugh. And I also think a week is like enough time to get to grips and learn, and get people to have other commitments, yada this, yada that. Funny. I'll have to. I think it's a great idea. I think literally as soon as the new game comes out, getting one of these on the go could be really good. Not even for prize money, maybe just like funny shirt again. Because originally this wasn't even gonna have prize money; it's just gonna be funny shirt. But yeah, so I believe we go on to the fourth race and then we're on a break. So quickly before they start going again, I'm just gonna quickly DM Roy. I am just alerting a few of the drivers if they want to come and join me. Mainly Roy, because I would love to get him in here just for him to talk about MvP, talk about 5 Lap Championship, because at the end of the day, we have a lot of people behind this event. My mind went blank. My mind's just gone blank. You can tell I haven't done this for a while. Jesus Christ. My brain has just gone. Whenever it comes to commentating. The fighting talk is wrong. Oh, the championship. Yes, let's look at this quickly before we go into another one. Hashraf P1, unbeaten Sign P2 with the consistency. I mean, Hashraf's been, I think, a bit more consistent, but he's been getting higher positions. Mitch P3, Walcott 4, Lazy 5, David 6, Roy 7, Snoopy 8, Smidge 9, Funmeister 10, Jez 11, T-Brad 12, AJ 13, Dino 14, Swoppy P15, Gammy P16, Guy Round P17, and Hamby Little P18. Oh, I got there before they readied up, thank God. Walcott climbing up there quite recently. And Mitch as well, coming out from the shadows. David also climbing up a bit more, where AJ is a bit... No. How are we all today? How's the championship so far? After this race marks the halfway point. Has anyone had any change to their bets? Anyone change their mind on who they think is gonna win? Oh my goodness, it's sopping raining. Oh, this is gonna be an interesting one. Everyone put your umbrellas up. This one's gonna be a fun one. Oh, wet Silverstone. God, if it wasn't England without a little bit of rain, hopefully it doesn't rain while I'm there. for the actual F1. That's very soon, isn't it? Jesus. The year's gone by so quick. Anyway, back to the racing. Sopping wet rain. Gonna need a bit more downforce on this circuit with that added rain. I'd like to see who bubbles towards the top now, because usually the quickest drivers aren't always quickest in the rain, I'll be real. So, let's see what you got. Give it your all, drivers. I want to see your mantle. 4 lights, 5 lights covered in water. And we're green. Hamby Little starts us off at the front, going out pretty well. Let me get all this telemetry on. AJ, cracking start. Up 3 positions. Really good getaway. Dino also getting one there. Cammy losing out 2. Burmeister also up 3. Going to be taking it down the inside to Cammy. Doing a pretty good job there. Banner Brandon also near the front doing quite well. It's full wet conditions. So it's going to be a rough one. Look at that. All that sliding occurring. I think that was Walcott there. Going onto the grass. This is going to be a very, not a slow one per se, but it's going to be a careful, slidey one. Just trying to get a good midfield placement here. So we can see what's going on. Banner Brandon lost the position, although I don't think he was in first, unless he was. He was, and then he wasn't. Team Red looking pretty close. Let's just look at this little squabble going on back here. Between a few cars back here. Let's see if Unbeaten Sign's going to go for a move down through Maggots and Beckett's. Hopefully not. A&L Walcott. 2-second time by from up track warnings. There you go, just in front. You might have just caught that. Lazy but talented going up into P11. Burmeister getting past Dino towards the front. This is gonna be I want to see how this plays out. I mean, it's playing out about how I would expect it. Ooh, who was that there? Harshraub with the dive. But through goes Walcott. Sorry, I had to do it. But Harshraub ain't gonna let that one go. Oh, maybe he is gonna let that one go as Midge gets past. And Smidge is getting ever close. Harshraub's kryptonite may have been found. David gets ahead of Roy. I don't think Roy will be liking that too much. Walcott, 2-second time on a full corner cutting. No S-Star. Harshraub gets back on Mitch GK. He will be having that position back, thank you very much. Sorry, my voice is going, kind of. Points, positions, that's what I meant. Team Red losing out a fair few positions, but fighting Unbeaten Sign currently for that position back. Let's get an angle on that. Team Red 2-second time, but even more track limit warnings or warnings for collisions, probably track limit. I always say track limit because that's usually the case. Unbeaten Sign gonna go for it through Maggots and Beckett's. I don't see this ending up very well in the rain. He's backed out, thank God. Lovely stationary shot there. He's gonna go hopefully try down. Is this the Hanger Straight? God, I don't remember my names. The front battle is going to start heating up in a moment though, so we can only show down here for a little bit longer. I'm going to start slowly moving towards the front with David Harshraub getting past Unbeaten Sign there. Banner Brandon on 142.3683. Jesus Christ, my brain had a moment there. Swampy behind Cammy PO3 going through the first corner. Pretty flat speed corner, but in the rain, I don't know. I haven't driven much in the rain personally. Sorry, I keep knocking my mic because with my shoulder. That's the sound you're hearing whenever there's some weird sound going on. Yellow flag for a Red Bull. It's Roy going down to Plumlast. David getting close to Snoopy. We have Burmeister here, Banner Brandon towards the front. I don't want to say anything too much because if I say anything, I'm scared that Banner Brandon will go flinging to the back of the grid again, just like Roy just did. David somehow went from, I think David did get past Snoopy, unless he's dropped a second somehow, for Swampy, but I don't think he was always behind Swampy. I'm so bad because he's ahead of stuff. Harshrab up 6 positions, David up 5, Burmeister up 5, these top 2 have stayed pretty consistent. I've pulled away from the rest of the pack. It is only lap 3, Jesus Christ, I forget how slow the rain is. But can you see it on here where they, if you look carefully at like the wing part, you might be able to see it move. No. Hamby Little 142. Oh, Burmeister 142.376. Hamby Little seems to be holding themselves off in the rain quite well. Roy gets a 3-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane and retires. Unlucky there for Roy. The bad thing about the rain is the gap sort of gets spread out. Oh, and here comes Roy. Hello, Roy.
Evening, Cammy. I hope you didn't spectate me too much this race.
No, I just saw your name suddenly decline down the leaderboard, just like Team Reds has just now, unfortunately.
My start was not too bad, actually, but I kind of messed up a couple of turns.
I mean, it was going good towards the start, especially in Mexico.
Dude, that was so frustrating. I was thinking I was Paris at home advantage. And then fucking last lap, I thought actually like when Walcott lost it on, I think it was second last lap, he went out of my DRS, and I thought, okay, that's sealed up, and then he managed to get back into DRS, and after that I was a bit of a sitting duck. But it was close. It was a good race.
I thought you had it, and then I looked and I was like, never mind. He's like right behind you. Don't bottle it.
Oh fuck.
I think I said on the third lap. I think I did say on the third lap. If I know Roy, and I believe I do, he will somehow find a way to bottle this.
Oh lord. What happened to Banter Brandon?
Banter Brandon has he's had a sprout of bad luck. He's just been spinning a lot in every race and going down like the whole grid. At the minute, he's sitting P2 actually quite comfortably.
I think he started either pole or P2 in this race. So I figured at least he's gonna get
started P2.
Oh, okay.
He started P2, but I think Hamby Little
up to P3.
How's that happened?
I don't know. He had a decent start, I think, the first lap or
he
race
did. He had an
well,
amazing start.
And then he went downhill, but I guess now he can redeem himself a bit. How's it going here? Did you have any company in the chat at least? I heard Seb was gonna keep you company.
He's here. He's vibing. He said that your battle for the lead last race was amazing.
Nice.
I've had
you should have been on track. You should have been joining us on the track today. To be honest, I think it's gone better than expected on track. Like, there's always a few complaints here and there, but like the racing has been.
There's always going to be complaints.
Yeah, of course. But it's been pretty clean and competitive so far.
Yellow for Snoopy, who's gonna wait for all the cars to go by, sadly. And Team Red retires. Hamby Little has actually surprisingly led this race quite well. I always say that sometimes the quickest drivers in the dry aren't the quickest in the wet. So Hushrav, although making it up to P10, Hamby Little has actually, coming in quite low positions up to first, that should maybe bring him in contention for the mid-field, maybe lower podium positioning. Banter Brandon also coming in for redemption, and AJ currently sitting in the midfield could also propel him up a bit, as they're all coming across the line now, but I don't think I'm going to have time to read out the order as they pass, so I'm just going to read out in a moment. But no, it's been nice some great racing.
Yeah, Hamby Little he's impressed me in the season itself as well. He's we need the F2 season, I should say.
We'll need to talk about that because obviously I haven't been around.
No, I mean we run a mini season and F2 season now during the off season while we wait for the new game and to try something different. And it was good fun. Like, it was tricky to get used to the different cars, but The racing is a bit closer, I feel like. Everything is a bit slower, and you can battle in
Yeah.
some corners that you can't really do in the F1
Oh, he's
race.
hitting the griddy, for God's sake. Hamby Little hitting the griddy, takes first. Banter Brandon second. AJ third. Burmeister fourth. Dino fifth. Cammy sixth. Swampy seventh. David eighth. Lazy but Talented ninth. Jens 10th. Hush Rav 11th. Unbeaten Sign 12th. Mitch 13th. Smidge 14th. Snoopy 15th. Walcott 16th. Team Red 17th. And Roy the Boy 18th.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off there.
No, it's good. It's good.
But no, we have a 10-minute break now, and I thought,
Yeah,
why not get you in here?
exactly.
You and Mike being at the forefront of these events, but I don't know how susceptible Mike is to coming up and talking to us. But he's more
I'll
than
send him
welcome
in.
to.
I'll send him in after me because we have a private chat to run all the between every
Okay.
race. We have to set up the grid for the next race. We have to have a
Nice.
private chat just to get
Yeah.
everything smooth out.
The coordination.
Exactly, it's coordinating itself, and then if someone wants to report an incident, they send it to either one of
Yeah.
us, and then we have to review it and give a warning or something. But so far, to be honest, I haven't received a single incident, so
Way.
people have stayed clean.
And I've already heard there's been rumors of running this event or again already from some people. In the
Yeah,
chat.
some people were that missed out on this one. They were asking, and I told them like as soon as the new game comes out and people get the hands on the new game and get some practice, so we'll probably run maybe in the summer some 5 lap because it seems to be catching on. Like a lot of people are loving the tight racing, so
Yeah, I think the
for
format's
sure
really good.
it is. It creates nice racing.
I say kind of jokingly, but also kind of seriously. Literally, give everyone a week. Like the game comes out Canadian GP weekend. Give them a week, and then that following weekend, just stick them all in a race.
It's not a bad idea actually. Then you get you get a bit of a fair. Nobody gets too much practice, and you don't have that much advantage. It's basically just who gets the first grip on the game.
I think it's also
So.
there's like logical issues of people might not enough people might have the game or this. Someone might get the game like the day before, whereas some people have had it like the whole week. But it's not the point. No, so how's how so you said you had an F2 mini season in MVP.
Yeah,
How's
we
that
finished
treated
season, I don't know, what was it, season 7, like about a month and a half with the game left to go, and we figured like there was no reason to run a final season with the limited time left and people getting tired of the game. So we figured would mix it up and then try out the F2 cars because we had run some casual lobbies to play with them, and people seemed interested to see how people would competitively do on the longer format, like with sprint races and the future race. So we were running the sprint with the reverse grid. So we did qualifying, one-shot qualifying, then a reverse grid for the sprint, and then the original grid for the future race. And in my opinion, it was good. It was good fun. It was something different. Like after playing the game for a year, it's nice to mix it up
100%.
sometimes.
Yeah. And of course, F123 comes out in like 2 weeks.
Yep.
How quickly do you think the turnaround's going to be until you get MVP racing with the new season of F1?
Well, we started discussing it a little bit, but the problem is it's coming out just before the summer break, so we'll have to run an attendance when the new game comes out to see how many would be able to do anything during the summer. Otherwise, we might have to do the same thing we did last year and start it off in August, because then people are back and we can do a full season without any interruption. But I think when the game comes out, we'll do some polls and we'll see what people are up for.
And also, yeah, the next thing I was going to ask is, how do you feel like the league rule set's going to change with new things such as red flags in the mix?
I think it's going to be interesting. Like we've only had the regular safety car and the virtual safety car, and I think with the red flag, it's first of all it avoids this running like 3-4 lap behind the safety car and then half the race is gone. So with the red flag, as far as I understand it, then you basically restart from the same lap that was red flagged, and
Yeah.
also you get the what do you call it, the steady start from the grid position. So
Yeah.
it's gonna make it a bit interesting. So I'm looking forward to try it out and see. Hopefully it's not buggy and
I don't think it will
full of
be.
glitches.
No, I don't think it
No.
will be. I think they've spent a lot more time on this game, which is amazing, and I hear the handling is absolutely amazing.
I'm hearing good things with the traction, especially, and the gears.
100, yeah.
So
It,
I'm looking forward to
I'm
it.
hearing great things. Since I've had you for about like 5 minutes or so, do you and Mike want to do a switch over so you can take a
Yeah.
break and Mike can come in here and talk to me?
I'm gonna get a quick break, and I'll jump into his chat and ask him if he's up, and then he'll jump on if he's joining.
Okay, I will just go distract time, I guess.
Sure. I'll let you know. I can send you a text if he's up for it.
No problemo. Thank you, Roy.
All right. Cheers. Thanks for doing it again, Cami.
No problems, man.
I'll see you later.
See ya. So, while we have a quick moment, we'll quickly go over the current championship standings. So, Ashrav is currently P1 by some margin, by 20 points. Elizabeth Talented, David, Unbeaten Sign, AJ, and Burmeister, all 20 points behind, tied for P2. Mitch, 1 point behind in P7, well, technically P3. Walcott and Hamby Little, tied P4. Technically, only 2 points behind, and then Dino technically P4 but P10 behind 5 points, I think. Yes, and then we get down to some bigger margins. 11, we have Banter Brand, Roy's 12th, Snoopy 13th, Smidge 14th, Jen's 15th, Team Red 16th, Swampy 17th, Cammy 18th. The points are quite close, especially up here. Wow, it's very close with the championship numbers. What has just happened? Someone's just joined and it's messed up my numbers. I don't think they have. I think something just moved. But it's really close with the numbers. It's wow. This is so tense. I dropped my controller. This is really close. Amazingly, for these second and third positions, Hushrav, I have a little bit of a feeling he might just run away with it, but we're gonna figure out what happens. I'm gonna quickly go grab some H2O. H2O acquired. H2O has been acquired. I can continue with my life. Wow. How are we, chat? Some good racing so far. Close championship. Love to see it. I forgot to mute. I'm sorry, chat. I know people hate it when I drink on stream. Here we go. I muted that time. But wow, pretty close for the second and third. Hushrav might just run away with it. Who knows? I've had a message from Roy. Yep, we're gonna set up the grid now. Everyone expect to restart the next race at 21:15. So in 1 minute. Oh, I miss this. Hopefully, we're in for a interesting midfield battle. Hopefully, no one runs away with it. Looking at you, Hushrab. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry, stream. I'm not used to my stream happening. I need to. No. We should be restarting now, but I think we need a word. Also, why is everyone's connection like negative? Right, we're back. I have sipped my water. I was just checking on the Discord while I was sipping my water. Ashraf has been awarded a penalty for an unsafe incident. I think that was regarding that reset. I didn't have to send the clip in, apparently. I think that Roy might have my stream up and just rewinded it. Or he had footage from someone else. But, yes. Or was there DNF people? I think there was probably someone had their thing. I think we're gonna get going. You can tell I ran out of stuff to say in these interludes. It's not like it's not like I'm trying to be boring. It's just it's hard to improvise and stuff, you know. But we will we'll get through 2 more races to go after this one. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Na, 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 na. Yeah, I've just resorted to singing. It's just how bad it's got. Just I need help. Anyway, Miami, Southeast, bringing the heat. You know how it is. Y'all feel that. Will.i.am. No, Will Smith. That's what I meant. Although Will.i.am did write an F1 song. Props to anyone who's heard the Will.i.am F1 song, by the way. Props to them. It's not a banger, but it's like stuck in my head. Like, every time I hear F1, it's just like in my head now. Anyway, racing. My mind is like slowly wandering, and you can tell. But no, it's time to go racing again, and we're gonna get racing around Miami. Nice and sunny, no rain in sight. 5 laps, big long straights to overtake. Let's see what happens. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5. And we're green in Miami. Smidge starting at the front, followed by Roy. Let's see how this first corner plays out. They go nice and wide, 4 wide. Oh, it's bowling. It is bowling. Lots of front wings damage. 2 second time penalties for Jens and Team Red. Big order shake up here. Yellow flags for Alpha, not an Alpha, for a Mercedes, yes, Alpha Tauri, Mercedes, Williams, and Red Bull at the back there. Here we see Cami making a move there on the McLaren. A Team Red just so happened who I was on there. But oh my Jesus Christ, I'm beating Sion right on the rear transponder of Burmeister. I'm going to be hopefully taking a move down the straight. Maybe you've got two really long straights here, Miami. One slightly wavier straight, and then one full pedal to the metal, no turning, straight. Very interesting to see how this is going to play out. Team Red does get past David to pay. Washed. Sorry, David. I had to say it. AJ not too far behind. It's McLaren Haas, but it's soon to be McLaren Haas, McLaren, as it looks like AJ is going to get the move done here on Swampy. Down the straight, going to go down the inside, gets it done in plenty of room. AlphaTauri close behind, unbeaten Sign, Banter Brandon getting very close. Hushrav right at the bottom. Don't know what's happened there, and there's been an accident with Mitch in the AlphaTauri. Snoopy Dread is the fastest man on track currently with the fastest lap, and he's in first. Swampy, 2-second time penalty for collision with Mitch. That has sorted itself out. Banter Brandon, who's on a redemption arc here, right on the rear transponder of Burmeister. Let's see what happens when these two reach down the main straight. That corner always confuses me. How do you do that, like, weird circle bit? I always lose my traction there. But the drivers seem to have it on lock, so won't question it. Banner Brandon seems to be struggling down the straight a little bit for fighting here. But what's happened? Oh, Roy, Roy, look at him parked. Look at him just parked nicely. Roy, tisk. Oh, Walcott for the lead. Surprising. Up 8 positions. I am flabbergasted. How has that happened? Gotten the fastest lap as well, no doubt. Smidge, Gems, Cammy, AJ, David, Team Red looking very close here. And here comes Banner Brandon about second behind. We've got some make-up to do here. Although Team Red does have that time penalty, which will play into his hands here, getting him a few extra points here. And keeping Burmeister, I think, just locked out, if he can get a good enough gap. Or he's just going to pelt down the straight and try and get the move done. You know what? Fair play. It's all very close. Mitch on Swampy, there we go, and Hushrav on Dino. It's very imminent, side by side down the straight, I'm pretty sure. There we go. I don't like to move the camera around too much, because it causes some people headaches. I have actually gotten complaints in chat a few times, like, stop moving the camera, I have a headache. Oh my lordy lord, look at that DRS train. Look at it, it goes all the way down to last. Jesus, that is a long train. And it's going to be Cammy who's going to benefit the most, because AJ hasn't got DRS. And what's happened here? Burmeister unluckily getting spun around. Let's pivot our way back to the front for Walcott and for Snoopy. We actually have been seeming to pull a pretty good distance, so I'll drop back down a bit into this midfield. Goodness, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. I'm awake, I swear. Mitch GK looking quite close to Dino, seems to be losing out low. Someone who isn't losing out is David. Here he is. There we go. Look at that. Move on Cammy. And AJ gets the move on Jens as well. And even David's going to try and go down the inside of Jens, force him into an awkward spot, making the move on AJ essentially not possible. And now we're going to get the captions of a Formula One race with all the zooms. And oh, careful! Oh, big crash there, big incident. Oh my Jesus Christ Almighty! So the cars weren't close already. They're definitely close now. Jens has ended up retiring. I don't think damage is on. Maybe it is, but David didn't actually pick up a penalty for that. But I don't know how that occurrence occurred. Someone picked up a penalty. Mitch, 3 seconds for ignoring yellows. It's definitely down that full straight. People do tend to ignore the yellows. So that is very interesting. There was a car who just dived into the pit lane. Unbeaten sign for retirement. Swampy, 2 seconds for multiple warnings. So a big shake-up. Brand is up 11. AJ's up 12. Walcott's up 8. Hushrav in 10th. With a penalty. And Team Red's gone as well. It's like that scene from Cars, where Cars 2 specifically, a severe collision with Roy, 3 seconds. It's like that one scene from Cars where they have those like cameras which they point at the cars, and the cars just explode. This seems to be what's happening here. Banter Brandon, Cami PO3 just swap positions very nicely. David, what's a little bit in on this action, I believe. So we'll try and make a move. Dino, 3 seconds for corner cutting. There's an Aston Martin in the... Yep, Dino's now retired. Jeez. Cami PO3 losing out position there to David, and now also losing out position to Lazy but Talented. And Walcott takes the win. Snoopy P2, Smitch P3, AJ P4, Banter Brandon P5. Always a little fight to the line. Cami just getting back past Lazy but Talented due to a little bit of a spin. Hushrav 9th, Burmeister 10th, Mitch gonna become, I think, 11th. 12th for Hamby Little. Swampy 13th, Team Red 14th, and Roy will end up 15th, Dino 16th, Unbeaten Sign 17th, and Genserino P18. So it's going to be Walcott's first win of the evening. Snoopy, and I forgot the other Aston Martin on the podium because I'm a bad person. But AJ gets driver of the day, which usually means he's made up the most positions. So I actually argue driver of the day is a more better statistic for the championship than actually who wins the race. But we celebrate the wins for everyone. So actually, no, it isn't his first win of the evening. Walcott did win one. He has won one before. So Walcott's second win of the night. Well done, Walcott. Walcott takes the dub again. Snoopy P2, Smidge P3. That's it. Sorry, Smidge. I keep forgetting your name. AJ takes P4 and Haas. Banter Brandon P5. David DePay P6. Cami P3 P7. Mind blank. Lazy but talented P8. Ashraf P9. Burmeister P10. Mitch P11. Hambury Little P12. Swampy P13. Swampy 13 P13 away. Team Red P14. Roy P15. Dino P16. Unbeaten Sign 17th. And Jen Sereno 18th. When's AJ gonna place 25th? And when's Smidge gonna place 8th? When's David gonna place 1st? I want Cami PO3 to place Cami P3 because I think that'd be funny. Cami, can you if you can hear me by some act of miracle of God, can you place P3 in the next race, please? Thank you. And now we check on how everyone's doing in the Discord. How is everyone doing? Let's just make sure no one's been given any penalties. Nothing. Remaining 2 tracks should be better. Who forgot to brake first corner? Yeah, that one was a bit of bowling at the start, and then you had that big spin in that tight corner, which with all those cars close together, I was expecting to happen. So honestly, I wasn't too surprised. So I was expecting a bit of carnage on a street track this tight. So yeah, but they did well. No big arguments. Everyone's chill. Very cool. Respect the drivers. Very good. Come on, Walcott, Manuel Kinski. You have a support of Walcott. You caught him at a good time off the back of his second W of the evening. Been doing pretty well. I don't know how the championship stands. We're going to check in about 10 seconds when we load. I think this has made it a little bit tighter towards the top. We might even have a new leader of the championship if AJ outscored Hushraff, which he did. Let's see. Drum roll, please. Banter Brandon leads the championship. Banner Brandon leads the championship. 56, AJ 54, very tight. And Walcott now up there, 50. P3. So in the cash money, those three. Harshav now been knocked out by 1 point to 4th. Snoopy 5th. Mitch 6th. Daisy 7th. David 8th. Swampy 9th. Cammy 10th. Smidge 11th. Burmeister 12th. And Beaten Sign 13th. Hamby Little 14th. Jens 15th. Dino 16th. Team Red 17th. Roy 18th. And then there's me. You got this. Do it for A&L lovers. Oh my god. I've heard about this joke through the Discord. About how the league has embraced the didn't think about their acronym. But haven't been banned yet, so we're good. That has been a real shake-up. So Banner Brandon will be walking away with the MVP shirt and 30 British tender. AJ with 20 British tender, and Walcott with 10 Great British tender. Sheesh. Banner Brandon's definitely been up there in a few past competitions though. So I want to see how this plays out. And of course, we'll try and interview the top 3 because they deserve to be, because they have dubbed overall. So we'll see what happens. Hello to all of you watching and hopefully supporting your fellow friends. Let's hopefully see what happens as we go away to Austria. I think a few people are like flickering their ready ups to be funny. I'm just gonna check Discord just to make sure there's no delay. So who's ready? So who's ready for some Austria? No, says AJ. This is gonna be interesting. Roy loves Austria, but I don't know how everyone else stances on Austria. But it looks like we're gonna get going. Grid is updated. We can ready up. Good luck, lads. Oh, I missed this. Mitch GK receives a warning for causing an incident on the final corner. Realigning from spin. So that's 2 warnings given out. Hey, pretty good though. No big major bads happened. No, we haven't had to give out any time penalties. But Austria, I mean, Austria is going to be over in a flash. It's such a short circuit. And then I forget what the last circuit is. Yas Marina, probably, would be my educated guess. Good luck to all the drivers. We're approaching the final goals now. You all got this. The fun is the most important we had tonight. Amen. The fun we had tonight was important. This is the last time MVP will be. I thought it was raining for a second. This is the last time MVP will be streaming F122, I think, because by the next time there's a stream, I think we're gonna be on the new game. So this is a big send off to 22. We'll make sure we catch up with the drivers afterwards and ask them how they feel. Saying goodbye to F122 and waving in a new era of car. Well, not a new era of car. Waving in a new generation of new era of car. So we're gonna see how this works out. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5. We're green and go. Roy starting out the front again. Gonna get the jump on by Team Red, I think. Yes, maybe into turn 1. Roy leads. Roy might actually win this one. For all you Roy lovers in the chat. Oh my goodness gracious me! What has happened? I'm just going to pretend I didn't see that because I don't know the cause of it. Snoopy's been given a 3-time second turn for collision return, so no. I'm going to assume that's what happened and the game is given justice. Oh my goodness, everyone hates Austria. And more corner cutting, gaining 2 positions for Swampy. Jesus. So, the grid's been massively shooken up now. Roy, Dino, Ham by Little, Team Red, Swampy, Burr, Smidge, Team Red, Mitch, AJ, Sign, Cammy, David, Banter, Hushrav, Walcott, Jens, Snoopy. Wow. Never mind, Jens is gone. Yeah, Austria will be over in a flash. There's this big midfield squabble going on here. Was that Haas warming its tyres? This isn't a safety car, lads. Oh my god, here goes Cammy though. Cammy storming past David. He's gonna try and pull something. Oh, there goes a Mercedes. Oh my Christ. It has derived into chaos. David's retired. Chaos has been derived. But it's those who sneak around in times of chaos who will come out as champions. So any drivers in the stream persevere. Mitch goes on Smidge, and he's going to keep that position. Yellow flag, there we go, that fixed. So much to keep an eye on. Oh my god, my head. My head is like expanding. I'm just going to keep it here. I get a good bit of coverage in front and behind. Roy has been demoted from first. Let's just catch up at the front here. Roy is now getting chased down, and Dino has taken the lead. Roy, it's 5 laps. You're on lap 3. You're meant to have used about half your battery by now. There he goes. That's a bit better. Roy gonna go down the inside. He's gonna try, and he's gonna lose a lot of speed and gonna concede to Ham by a little. This isn't what Roy was hoping for. Down the straight though, could try and get a move done. He's gonna make it stick. He slotted real nice between those two. Jeez. He's now just got to try and get the position back, but these laps are short and there's not a lot of time on the board. Up most at the minute, Swampy up 6, and no, AJ's up 7. And down the most at the minute is Unbeaten Sign, Hushrav P15. All the big boys we're looking for. Hushrav P15, Banner Brandon P14. AJ in the points, P10. And who else are we looking for? There's one more. Oh. Walcott, P13. So AJ's the only one that seems to have really broken through here. Snoopy, 2 seconds for corner cutting. Another car's retired of Snoopy. Lovely move there by these little 4 conglomerate of cars. Very nice. Gonna try is Team Red. Is he gonna hold? No, he isn't. Car just manages to slip on through the gap. Slip on through his fingers. Brandon gets past Hushrav. I think he had a little bit of a moment there. Mercedes here of Walcott fighting Cami PO3. Does get through. I'm beating a silent Smidge. Looked very close there for a moment. Panning back up for your update on Roy at the front. He's still behind and he's going to be gapped to second in a minute by Dino. So, to Seb mainly. Avid Roy supporter. Hushraff has retired. Roy supporter numero uno of Owechi. Your boy might not have gotten away with an Oshra dub as quick as he thought, although he is gaining. Lazy but talented. And lovely move by Mitch. Lovely sliding in there. And he's going to slide right on by Lazy but talented. Jesus Christ. Amazing move there. Dino overtaking Roy. Again. Actually, no. I think that was Hamby Little overtaking there. I don't know how that's ended up like that, but it's ended up like that. And it's right at the end as well. Yellow flag in sector 2. It's a Ferrari, a Burmeister. But although not in the wet, Hamby Little is going to come across the line. P1, Dino P2, Roy P3, Swampy P4. No, Swampy's going to be demoted a lot of Mitch P4, Lazy Batana P5, AJ P6, and I can't count the rest. It was all very close. Hamby Little with the fishy helmet. AJ driver of the day, if you're going by driver of the day metric. And we're going to go into our last race in a moment, guys. But we can't go into the last race without the results of the current one. So here those are. And here is Hamby Little. Going to be stepping up onto the podium. Oh, he's hitting the gritty. Okay. Hamby Little winning his second race of the evening. Dino P2, Roy P3, Mitch P4, Lazy Batante P5, AJ P6, Team Red P7, Swappy P8, A&L Walcott. It got me. P9, Unbeaten Sign P10, Banner Brandon P11, Cami P12, Burmeister P13, Smidge P14, Ashra P15, Slippy P16, David P17, and Jens P18. I hate that. As a commentator, that annoys me. Why did you name your league that? A&L. Yeah, it's like, that's how I would say it quick. A-N-L. I have to like space out. That annoys me. That annoys me. But it is funny. It is very funny. I'm more worried about terms of service. But I think we'll be fine. It was A and A, letter A, letter L, letter L. A, letter N, letter L. YouTube. Don't ban me. Don't ban the league account because I'll get in trouble. Ooh, this has been shaken up quite a bit. 62 AJ leads the championship. Banner Brandon 56 in second. Walcott 52 in third. Hamby Little joining the 50 club. P4. Hushraff P5 49, 1 point out. Mitch 48, P6. Lazy P7 45. P8 Dino 40. P9 Snoopy 38. Swampy P10 36. David P11. Roy P12. Cami P13. Smidge P14. It's all very close. There's not a lot of gap between these numbers. It's so close. There's like 1, 2, maybe 3 points differential. Ah, that's it. We're not ending on the Asmarina. That's too conventional. We're gonna end. We're gonna end in Portugal. I'm gonna say this race. I will interview the top 3 in the championship. I would. You don't have to, but I would love it if you did. I given AJ his motivation. AJ now has motivation to win the championship. Oh. I think we will be getting going shortly. I think Roy is just literally typing the message. Right, final race, lads. Ready up. Good luck. Dun 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 dun. Final race. I'll try and bring the energy this time. I promised I would scream and shout, but I won't. I can't scream and shout. It's quite late here now. But I tell you what I will do. I will bring the energy. I will bring, as I have, my undivided attention, and hopefully my mind doesn't, like, die on me. And yeah, we're gonna get going. The last race to be televised for this group of people on F122. It is an emotional day for all of us. Mainly for me, this will be my last race I commentate on F122. Thank you for the memories. But for now, we must say 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red light, 4 red light, 5. For the last time in 2022, we go green. Jens gets P1 on the start, going to be going contested by Team Red. Team Red pulls ahead very well. Williams, of unbeaten sign, slides in quite nice with Smidge not too far behind. Lazy but talented already picks up a 2-second time penalty, and there is already a lot of kerfuffle going on at the back. Unbeaten sign carries on Smidge off the track there, but keeping P4. David in P5 quite nicely. Burmeister in P6. Roy not too far behind. P7. Dano and Swampy fighting for P8 and 9, but it's Swampy. Sorry, hiccups. Who's going to get it? Cammy is now in front of Mitch, who is in front of Lazy, who's in front of Ham by Little, who's in front of Bennett Brandon, but not for much longer as Bennett Brandon's going to try and get the move done. Very nice. Put his car in. Oh, I didn't like the look of that. It looked intentional, but I know it wasn't. But it's one of those ones where it's like, Top of the morning to you. Anyway, David losing out on P3, or was fighting for it and lost out. As we go down the straight for the start of lap 2, Team Red 122.109 is the time to beat. Smidge P4 overtaking Jens. Down into turn 1 we have Swampy, fighting Roy, who's being fought on by Dino. Roy and Dino and Swampy are all being chased by the rest of their grid. Big DRS train. Who is this? Cammy's coming through, I think. Or trying to come through at least. What an obnoxious dive. That is a corner cut. Yep, there you go. I was about to say. And we'll have to hand back those positions. But it appears like he already has done that. Looking back towards the lead, Unbeaten Sign is catching Team Red. He's going to try and go around the outside, but Team Red's going to do a lovely defensive drive to withhold him, and he's still giving a lovely defensive drive through these corners, knowing exactly where to put the car, because he knows exactly where Unbeaten Sign wants to put the car. And here comes David, though, and now this squabbling is going to buy Team Red some time down the straight, hopefully. As David's going to breeze past pretty well, but Unbeaten Side is going to try and come back at David a little bit here, and Team Red's got off and on the racing line to try and get as much of that DRS slipstream gone as DRS gets enabled this lap. Apologies. Team Red now fighting for his life at the front, and even in the midfield, it's one big long train. Happy family, happy competitive family. David going for a move on Team Red down the inside. Does it convert? I think Team Red might have a little bit of better traction on the exit for a move into the next corner, but it hasn't come to avail. David leads into lap 3 for the final race on F122. Unbeaten Sign, though, is going to try and take P2 off Team Red now as he goes lovely through there. And even, oh no, he runs wide. This might give Team Red a little bit of an advantage here. He's going to try and go around down the outside, closes him out, closes the door, not in any malicious way, in a good defensive driving way. Going down the grid a bit more, Smidge, some gaps have started to form. Here we go, Banner, Brandon, Swampy, and Cammy. Let's get a little look at these three. Make sure everyone gets a little bit of screen time here. David goes a 119.086 in the lead. Banter Brandon, going to be trying to make a move maybe here. Snoopy has left the session, and we've had 2 DNFs here. Snoopy and Mitch on the final race, sadly. As just in front, you see Team Red and Dino fighting. Team Red, though, trying to make it safe, but I think he might just... no, he's made it work. He's made it work. Swampy, Wolfcott, lazy but talented. The gap towards the backs have closed up. It's more the midfield, and this Unbeaten Sign, David the Pay battle we'll be watching in these last 2 laps. Mainly around about here where you've got these little squabbler cars. The emotions are high. Feelings are tense. Championship coming wrapped up. AJ's in last, well, near last. But so are most of the drivers who are working at the top of the championship. Actually, Banter Brandon could come in here and snag it. Unbeaten Sign sets the fastest lap as we go on to the final lap. Lap 5 of 5. It's very emotionally high at the minute. Hushrav goes fastest. Banner Brandon getting an overtake on Dino there, solidifying some more points for him. AJ, Hushrav, hand by little, and Walcott all outside the points, not changing much. Banter Brandon could snag it here on the last bit. I don't remember exactly where he was. He was either second or third, though. He could, if he gets a few more points, take the dub here. If it's tied, I don't know what we're going to do. Probably down to race wins. Banner Brandon trying to overtake here. Team Red for the championship, maybe. I don't know the exact point differential. But we're going to have to come off in a minute as we're going to congratulate David as he's going to come round the few final corners. But we'll keep an eye just in case anything does come avail. But I don't think it will. David DePay, you are the final race winner on F122. And dare I say, it may not be in your game, but you deserve this one, buddy. Congratulations, David, P1. Congratulations on being signed, P2. Congrats, Smidge, P3. And congrats to everyone who's been here today to join us for this not so historic event. And that brings an end to it. And we're going to find out shortly who's won, who's lost, and who's sort of there. Banner Brandon is your driver of the day. People are leaving the sessions. As we're going to find out. First of all, before we find out, let's congratulate this race's winner, David DePay, and everyone who placed on the podium and scored all those incredible points that have come through for battles in the midfield and at the top of the championship. Well done, David. Well done, Unbeaten Sign and Smidge. I actually did remember your name this time. David, P1, Unbeaten Sign, P2, Smidge, P3, Jens, P4, Burmeister, P5, Team Red, P6, Bennett, Brandon, P7, Dino, P8, Hushrav, P9, Walcott, P10, Swampy, P11, Cammy, P12, Elizabeth Talented, P13, AJ, P14, Hamby Little, P15, Roy, P16, Mitch, P17, Snoopy, P18. Now, I'm going to wait. There's a standings button there, but I'm going to wait because I think they might show a little standings graphic after this race result, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But a lot of people are leaving this session, but hopefully they can stick around for interviews. I need to turn my light on because ever since we started, sunset has come. As sunsets on F122. A not so great game, but also has some good memories. We're not going to see the full championship because people are leaving. So let me just pull this up. Spoilers. Just for Roy in case he needs it. I averted my eyeballs like a good boy. Never mind. We're just going to go it here. Banner Brandon is your champion, but so is AJ. They are tied on points. How does this? And David takes P3 at the very end. An unsuspecting winner comes in. Walcott, Hushrav, P5. It's such a close championship. Hamby Little P6, Mitch P7, Unbeaten Sign P8, Lazy but Talented P9, Smidge P10, Dino P11, Burmeister P12, Snoopy P13, Swampy P14, Jens P15, Team Red P16, Roy P17, and Cammy P18. You did well though, Cammy. Commentators forever. But jeez. Let me start a party. With Banter Brandon, AJ and David. Oh God, how did they end up together? How did they end up together? Because of course they did. Wow. Round of applause for the drivers. Great job. I'm just gonna try and contact the drivers to let them know they have interviews.
Woo! I bet you didn't see or plan to see me here, Cam.
How on earth have you and David ended up here?
Some things never change, huh?
Some things never change, yeah. Some things do
Oh,
never
man.
change. I'll wait for everyone to join. I don't know what happened here. Banter Brandon, welcome.
Hello.
Lads,
Yes.
congratulations both of you for winning the championship. I don't know.
Oh, thank you.
You're both tied on points. What
I
happened?
know.
What happens here? Have you had any words from Roy about what's gonna happen?
Not yet.
My lord.
Hello, David.
Yeah, we lost David about race 4, and he muted himself and didn't talk to any of us after that. But now he's here, so
Hello.
Hello, David. It's a long time no speak.
Yeah, Nick, how are you?
I'm alright. Well, we'll start with David, since he's technically third, I don't know.
yeah, he's technically third.
David, well done. I believe this is your first 5-lap championship, like, podium position.
No,
Yeah.
podium position, yes, right?
Did he win
Yeah,
one?
I mean, like top 3, but the second time I got 5th, and that was winning that time as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your first cash prize, I'm pretty sure. I think.
Second.
Oh, you got second.
Yeah, it's a second cash prize. Again,
Oh,
$10. So.
Well, you get some moolah, Great British tender, which I don't know how that converts to
That's
the
my
Netherlands.
weekly income. So I take it.
That's good. I won't ask you what you're gonna do with the money, because I doubt not too much. But
I probably buy some frikandel which AJ likes from it.
but
Yeah.
this is the last F1 22 event we're gonna have probably. So
probably, I think.
this was a send off to I took this as a send off to F1 22. This was like the last broadcaster thing. How do you think it treated you? How do you think F1 22 treated you?
Nah, apart from the first and the last race, it was absolutely terrible, to be honest with you. I got taken, I had so many bad luck. I mean, yeah, just the last race came together, starting 8th. I knew I had to win to get a shot, and I had a great battle with, I think it was unbeaten.
Unbeaten sign, yeah.
Yeah, it was super close. He had a little bit more straight line speed, I think. But now from P0 to P1 the last race, and nearly got first as well. So, but yeah, I was like
2 points.
11th.
If you would have somehow gotten, like, if it was a 3-way tie, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, some races I got like caught up in a mess, and I could get a way better position. But in the end, I never expected after those first 7 races to be still in P3. So in the end, I take it, but I gotta be hard for myself, and I think I could have got P1. So, but yeah, it is what it is, and
It is what it is. You won some money, and we had some fun as well.
Yeah, no, not for me, not really fun. I just from Coda onwards, I just muted myself, to just get in my own bubble, and I just basically said to everyone, "Shut the fuck up," and then.
Are you happy to be saying goodbye to this game?
Yeah, I'm not, to be honest, yes. Yes, I'm quite happy to saying goodbye, but yeah, we'll be back for next game.
Let's hope F1 23 brings you a little bit more luck.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's the last thing this guy needs.
Maybe you'll get up on that top step.
The last corner in Miami, when I got basically taken out by
I did see that. That was funny.
I was shouting. Oh
that was funny.
Oh, I was like, in the end that cost me P1 because I would have been like 4th, and I don't really care at the moment. Just got some money. Before heading into the last race, I thought I would be like 8th. So.
Well, thank you, David.
Thanks for commentating as well.
No problemos. It's nice to be back. Brandon, we'll interview AJ and Brandon at the same time because you're on the same points, and I don't know what to do. AJ, we've heard a little bit from you already, so I'll ask Brandon.
Yeah.
Congrats. How was that for you?
It was a bit tougher than previous couple events, to be honest. My first 2 races were shocking, and which kind of helps for the races after that. But
Mm.
yeah, it's very hard getting through the field. Loads of accidents going on, and
Mm.
you're trying to avoid it, but you just get caught up in it. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
tough.
Good comeback drive is what I would describe it as. Like
Yeah,
from the
thank you.
start to the finish. Like it started out at, like you said, the first 2 races quite rough, but you came back with it. AJ, I don't know what happened. Like at one point you were just in the midfield and then you just like switched on.
Yeah, the first race went okay. I got 4th, and then those next 2 were not pleasant. And then Coda and Miami were just great races for me.
Of course
And
they were.
I know I couldn't have picked a better 2 races to finish, high up there. But at the same time, I did get extremely lucky in Coda with that huge, I guess it was turn 2 crash. I
got hit again.
Yeah, I somehow just snuck through there without getting a scratch on me. And then from there, I was just making up places slowly but surely. And then, I don't know, Austria went decent, and everything was, I don't know what happened, but it just felt a lot more comfortable that second half of the league races.
I'll ask you two both as well. How do you feel saying goodbye to F1 22 as a game?
See you later, man.
Fair. Banner Brandon.
This game was terrible.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a very good game. I just want to hurry up and get to the next one, to be honest.
Yup.
Yeah. I tell you now, it's good. I'll tell you now.
Have you played it?
I can't comment.
Oh shit.
I think, especially from what I've
Cameron,
heard.
I give you my prize-winning money if you give me the game beta as well.
There is no more game betas. It ended like today. But
Bro, hack the system.
no, I think it'll be a lot better for league racing, and I know it wasn't the best, but I think there was already talks like halfway through this championship that they wanted to do another one as soon as F1 23 came out.
Oh Jesus.
And of course, like,
I don't know if I want to do that.
You've been in this position before as well, because you've. Did you win or did you come second in the Fire Lab Championship?
Second, yeah, twice.
Twice. Well, you might have converted it into a win. I don't know what's happening.
I think he did.
Last time out, second was more money than now first, so.
Yeah.
Okay, come second.
Yeah, no.
But you get a crisp T-shirt. You get a crisp.
I do think on countback, Brandon gets the win, unfortunately.
For what? For winning more races.
Did you win a race, Banter?
I won USA.
Yeah. Then I didn't win anything.
Unless Roy is really nice and just decides to give you both the dub.
Nah, fuck AJ. No money.
Oh, come on, dude. I've been so close every 5-lap championship to money, and I finally got it.
I could have gotten 90 points or something. That's absolutely crazy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But you got through so many
God.
things. Like every race you got through it. That's incredible.
This is ridiculous.
You ran spin once. Did you spin once? This whole.
I got spun. I never spun myself. I got spun.
Oh, how many times? Like one.
Twice.
Oh, yeah, that's still 2 times less than me.
All right. Hey, stop complaining. It's my turn, buddy.
It's his turn in the limelight. Hold on, Roy's typing. Hold on.
Oh no. What's he saying?
I asked him what's happening with the tied points, and he said, I said, I can't believe it happened. He's like, good question. Working on it.
Where'd you ask this?
Just now.
I mean, in
We're-
real life racing.
Oh, where?
more-
In my
more
DMs.
race wins.
Oh, okay.
Trying
I
to
mean,
see
in
if I
real
could
life,
get like a
more
sneaky
race wins
result.
is the win.
Yeah, more wins and stuff.
Hopefully,
Well,
Roy is guilty.
I'm not gonna hold you here because I feel like it's wrong to hold you here till there's a result. So, thank you, lads. If any of you have any closing words, state them now. Preferably not all on top of one
I
another.
got one more. I think
Oh, boy.
I gotta let AJ open my next icon pack on FIFA because he'll bring me R9 with his luck.
Gee, okay, David, come on. You know my luck, buddy.
You don't even know who R9 is.
Huh?
You know exactly. You know who R9 is.
Is it those packs? I don't
Oh
know.
my days.
Hey, Brandon, I'm an American. I don't play FIFA.
I don't play FIFA
You
either.
call football soccer, it's just like oh.
Didn't the English used to call it soccer?
No,
it's football.
no, we never called it soccer.
I thought you used to, and then changed it to football.
Nope.
No.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, get the heck out of here, David.
Well, congratulations, guys.
Yeah, thanks,
Hopefully the dub situation gets sorted.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
hey,
also
Cam.
to you. Yeah?
Would you believe it if I told you David and I are teammates next season?
I would, like, is this like a leak? Have you leaked this information?
Hamilton Rosberg 2016.
I guess technically it's not official yet, but it pretty much is.
Well, you heard it here first, people. And
Many
I-
subscribers now.
all I'm gonna say is, I'm happy I'm not a commentator that season.
Yeah.
Pure violation.
Nah, honestly though, you're missing out on a good season to commentate on. It's gonna be spicy.
Hey, if F123 ropes me back in and I have the time, who knows?
Yeah.
It's all,
AJ will like my rear wing, so
Yeah, okay.
Okay, both of you get out of here. Stop bickering. thank you, Banner Brandon.
Yeah, thank you for coming, man.
Yeah,
ya.
thanks, Cam.
See you too. Nice catching
Alright,
up.
see ya.
bye.
See ya. Oh wow, tied points. Jesus Christ. How on earth has this happened? I don't want to leave you without a result because it feels criminal. I don't want to leave you without a result, but I'm gonna have to. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to commit mass heinous crimes. So thank you all for joining us on this last broadcast of F122. Congratulations to everyone. Congratulations to those top three. Whatever happens between them, I don't know. But congratulations. Congratulations to everyone for attending. And I hope you all enjoyed F122. Because F123 is going to be way better. Trust me. It'll hook a lot of drivers back in. So expect to see some retired drivers probably. And maybe even me. I might appear more. Who knows? Anyway. It's time for me to say goodbye and say goodbye to this game. Adios, everybody in the chat. Adios, MvP, and adios, F122. You've been a stinker. But for now, and forever, not for my commentating career, but for F122, it's goodbye.